Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like, share. We continue our celebration of the birth of Laugh, Love, Glow, the book launch. To God be the glory, great things He has done. I just want to continue sharing with you guys from this book. And this morning, I gave you a taste of the first section, Laugh, okay? And that section is about, choosing joy. And we looked at the introduction primarily as well to tell you what this book is all about, all right? It's about choosing joy, loving yourself, and caring for your skin. And we know that is so very important, right? Despite what's going on in the world today, despite the trials that, come and go from every angle sometimes, we can resolve to choose joy, to be intentional about that. I want to big up once again my book coach, Chantel Henry and Emwali from Bestsellers Academy. And I was in a bestsellers boot camp for 3 months with some lovely, lovely ladies and gentlemen from all over the world. And I want to big you guys up again, big up my editors, my family, my friends, and all of you for your support. My team at Dermatology Solutions, I want to give you a special shout out as well. I just want to give thanks to God for bringing me this far by faith. So guys, if you haven't heard the news and if you haven't downloaded yet, now is your chance. Today on September 24th, for 24 hours, the book will be available free of charge for download of your ebook on Kindle. All right, so please download it and give your reviews. And I can't wait to hear how it has blessed you, because this was really a divine assignment. I knew it was inspired by God. Unfortunately, after my dad died from his heart disease in April, that was when I knew it was time to stop the thinking and dreaming and, ifing and butting and thinking of the excuses why, the hows and how will it happen, and just do it. Just take that first step. And after I decided to take that step, a friend, Karen Birchie Banks, sent me a flyer for a webinar on becoming an author, and the rest is history. So I really want to thank all you guys for the roles that you played. So now I will share from the section Love. And the section Love is really about embracing your greatness. We all have inherent greatness. God created us equally. We were all fearfully and wonderfully made by God. And so that means that we have dignity, we have self-worth. No matter, the world tries to define our worth to us, but we have to say, no. Despite the negative words that have been spoken to you over your lives, I don't care who it's by. It could be by your family members, whoever. Sometimes it's those closest to us who sometimes can, say unkind things sometimes. And we have to agree with what the word of God says about our lives, despite the criticisms, despite the descriptions that are given to us. We have to come to this recognition that, you know what? I am beautiful. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says He made everything beautiful in its time. Okay? And so I am beautiful, despite what others may say or what others may think. And you say those affirmations in the mirror every morning. It's not about being vain or conceited, but you see, it's about loving yourselves. And so we are commanded to love others as we love ourselves. So if we don't love ourselves, how are we going to know how to love others, right? How are we going to know how to forgive others if we can't see the own flaws in ourselves and forgive them? All right, so we dive right into all these issues in the book, and I'm going to share with love. I want to just give you an opportunity to share this, comment, ask your questions, and of course later on, if you missed the live, you can view and share as well. Okay, I hope you are blessed by it. So this section, Love, speaks to embracing your greatness. Okay. And so now that you understand that, this concept of joy. This section on love discusses important things you should know so you can keep choosing joy while loving yourself. In this section, you will see what it means to be made in God's image, how you can embrace your greatness and truly, truly, truly love yourself. Okay? I'm looking to see if I can see. All right. I see there's a comment. Let me just try to pull this up here as well. Thank you, Clever, and thanks for coming on. And I accept your congratulations. And I'm sure something I'm going to read in here is probably for you or for you to minister to someone else. All right. So thanks for joining, and please share. Now that you understand the concept of joy, it's time to dive into love, right? Because we dealt with joy this morning on the first live. And if you missed that, you can always check on the Dr. Arusha Facebook page. So this chapter, chapter 6, is about being made in God's image. Check your spiritual birth certificate. So I start each chapter with a quotation by somebody famous or somebody saying something very profound that is associated with what I share in the chapter. And in these chapters, I sometimes would share from my own stories, my deepest, darkest times, the mountains, the valleys, you know, a lot of it, as well as the stories of others, real life stories with real life people who are not wearing capes, but somehow have managed to navigate through their highs and their lows and always trying to hold on to their joy and refuse to destroy their joy. Okay, so I share here, and thanks. I see Valilia, I hope I'm not messing up your name. Thanks for joining. I see you've joined. And so this quote is from Joel Osteen, and it says, check your spiritual birth certificate. You were made in the mighty image of God. So that's check your spiritual birth certificate. You are made in the mighty image of God. And I start, when I was much younger, I experienced feelings of not being beautiful. As a teen, I wondered if my nose was too big compared to beauty ideals in the media, way before social media was a thing. This is despite being blessed with amazing parents. Despite being blessed with amazing parents and family members who loved me and gave me a godly upbringing. It was not until I was an older teenager that I fully embraced my beauty. Thank God, I no longer have those past insecurities. Thank God that He made us all beautiful and that I am a masterpiece, a unique masterpiece. Thank God that I love myself and I love others as I love myself. Who are you? How do you define yourself? Who or what do you see when you look in the mirror? Do you define yourself by the labels others give to you? Do you know God awesomely, and I want to emphasize that, awesomely created you? That's what it means to be fearfully made, and that you have inherent value, dignity, and greatness within you. Sometimes society tells us lies to keep us in our place. At times, we are the ones telling these lies to ourselves. But where is our place? Our place is where we are called and created to be. It is the very essence of who we are, right? We have been made in God's image, and we are a unique masterpiece. There is no one on this planet just like you. No one that was created to do the things that you are created to do. Isn't that amazing? So get with God's narrative for yourself. If you haven't done so already, or if you have forgotten how beautiful you are and cannot hear God encouraging you and saying that you were fearfully and wonderfully made and gifted, listen again. Let's take a journey back to the beginning. So in this chapter, I basically use other stories, my stories, and show how it is important for us to embrace who God created us to be. We are each made with purpose. Once you're breathing, you have purpose. Even for some of you who may be battling sickness, battling COVID, I have been there. I share my COVID journey that from last year very candidly in the book as well, and how I got a massive turnaround because people don't understand the mental stigma of this thing, right? Some persons. And we need to guard our joy. We need to love ourselves and not just fall into a pity party, okay? So we each have been created with a purpose in mind, and we should each try to fulfill that, you know? It's If you look in the Bible, God used a lot of average people, actually a lot of messed up people that some of us may frown on today if we see their behavior. But God somehow was able to clean them up and even in their mess sometimes use them just as they are. And then we see that transformation in them and through them. Okay? So we are all created equally. And there's no reason why you, even if you're in a hospital bed, cannot fulfill your purpose and cannot hold on to your joy. Okay? And so I really, really, really am happy for this opportunity to put all of this together because, you know, you grow up and you don't quite get it when you're experiencing things, why you're wired the way you're wired. But people tell you things like, Lord, your loud laughter. Everybody that knows me knows my laughter is loud and apologetic. So what do? I work that laughter. Try to bring joy to a room. Love. Thankfully, with the love of God and loving family and so forth, I was cultivated in an atmosphere of love and showing and demonstrating that love. And so I try to do that with every person that I come in contact with. I may not get it right all the time, but I press toward that mark, right? And so in my dermatology practice, oftentimes I'm there and, you know, I would ask the question, you know, how you doing? And I'll share a bit more about that later. And we see how the skin problems can really affect persons, okay? And so that's why I brought the chapter Glow into it, to share about skincare and to share about different things that affects our skin and how we can guard against it. So it's packaged Laugh, Love, Glow. In Laugh, we look at choosing joy, right? And we look at what is joy? Who is the source of joy? Why should we choose joy? Which things destroy our joy? And how do we choose joy? And I give you the ABCs, 2 A's, 2 B's, and 3 C's, how you can go about choosing joy. And then this section we're looking at in this segment is love, and that speaks to embracing your greatness. So we have chapters on being made in God's image, made to carry your greatness and glory, you know, made to love, you know, and so on. And this evening, we'll share some more about the glow section. Okay, I just wanted to jump on quickly and just share with you guys, engage with you, and see if there are any questions or comments, and just read a bit about the book to you. All right. It's really a labor of love, and I give God thanks. It seems surreal that I'm at this day, but you know, I put a lot of work into it. And again, I would want to acknowledge my editor, Dr. Ayepeju Abeoye. Forgive me if I mess up your name, Peju. I just call her Peju. And we made such a connection. Isn't God amazing? Let me tell you, every step along the way. A lot of times we're called to do something and we don't feel equipped. We feel like me, and I'm guilty of that sometimes. We feel like me, we feel so inadequate. Like, you know, it's such a big task and I'm not experienced enough to do that. Or, you know, suppose I mess up. But guess what? It's not about not feeling fear. We all feel fear, but it's about pushing past that fear, about being confident in yourself, about having that self-esteem and knowing that you can push past that fear. And I have that mantra, that verse that says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I use that to propel myself and propel my kids and propel those around me, that we can do this. So the day, it just takes obedience, because the day I decided as I said, when I was mourning Dad's death, that it's time to write this book. The day after, I got that flyer for the seminar. And then after that, I also want to thank Dr. Joselle Miller, put me on to the Bestsellers Academy, Chantel and Mwale, amazing team. And they basically, you know, gave me the opportunity to enroll in a program, a 3-month bestsellers boot camp. And let me tell you something, I just dove into it and I realized, oh my goodness, you were made to write. And I didn't tap into this until now, you know? So there's so many different facets to us that we don't even explore because of our fears or insecurities. I say, forget fear and find faith. Refuse to destroy your joy. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And I'm really passionate about these things. You know, this is why I'm here, and this is what I managed to put into the book. At the end of each chapter in the book, there are sections. It's a journal element for you to actually answer questions. So you make it personal because we're serious about you getting your breakthrough, about you getting your transformation. And you can write your own personalized prayers and you work it through. You work it through. These things don't happen overnight, but just start that step. So I want to encourage you, that dream that you have. I have a habit of sitting on dreams for 4 or 5 years before I act on them. And they work out well. And I'm like, really? But, you know, here again, I actually wrote a children's book 6 or 7 years ago and never published it because I thought the process was daunting. But so stay tuned for that children's book to be published, you know. And there's so much else in my belly to birth with God's help. But I just want to encourage you guys, if you ever feel fearful about doing anything, about taking on a project, just know that once God calls you to it, he will equip you to see you through it. All right. Let me see if I have any questions or comments. Let's see here. I see Claverne. She said, congratulations. Just give me a moment. I'm managing these devices here. 1 minute. Oh, Auntie Annette is on. Michelle is on. If you have any comments or questions, you can shoot them because this is just a short live, about 15-30 minutes. We soon wrap up. I have an interview on Love 101 FM. You guys can tune into that. And there I will be discussing joy and discussing the keys to choosing joy despite your circumstances. So I'll go into them a little bit on Love 101 FM this evening at 6 p.m. on the Engage show with Kalando at 6 p.m. That is Jamaican time or Central Standard Time, and that's 7 p.m. Eastern Time or Eastern Caribbean Time. So I look forward to sharing more then. And then tonight, we would have another live where I go through, I read from the section Glow in the book. I'll share some of that with you tonight, and that will be at 8:30 p.m. Jamaican time or Central Standard Time, or 9:30 p.m. Eastern Central Time. Sorry, Eastern Standard Time, all these time zones. So that's 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or that's Eastern Caribbean Time. All right. I want to thank you guys. Remember, continue to like, share, download, review, and let's do this thing together. Let's get on with this business of laugh, love, and glow. I am unable to see any more comments, so I apologize if it is that they were shared earlier. But I really just want to thank you guys for being on this journey with me. All right. So I'll see you later. And on Sunday, on the next topic on my Rise and Blossom with Dr. Arusha talk show on Sunday at 4 p.m. Jamaican time or 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, will be on the Laugh, Love, Glow. We'd have a bigger book launch where I'll be joined with some very, very, very special guests, some surprise guests, and we'll have amazing time. So bring your champagne, wear red, and let's have a fab time together, okay? All right, thank you so much for your support. Remember to share, 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 and have a blessed day, right? The joy of the Lord is your strength indeed. Keep laughing, keep loving, keep blossoming. All right, bye-bye.